An ironic issue is afflicting farm workers in the U.S. They work to put food on our tables, but they struggle to do the same for themselves. The average annual income for farm worker families ranges between $17,500 to nearly $20,000, according to a 2015-2016 National Agricultural Workers Survey. The same survey found 49% of the U.S.'s hired crop labor force is undocumented, which means nearly half of these essential workers don't have access to government aid, including SNAP assistance. These families also typically live or migrate to rural communities, where they at times live in food deserts. And this slew of challenges have only been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic.
I know one of my colleagues talked last night to a woman who said that for a whole week, she did not have enough food for her family, and they were trying to figure out what to do.
Monica Ramirez is the founder of Justice for Migrant Women. As a daughter and granddaughter of farm workers, she hears stories of immense need from her community.
And hearing from them about how there are food deserts, food scarcity, and then for those who've had to leave the workforce to care for their children, the lack of means to allow them to buy the food that they need. Like that is, that is, I think, a particularly even more difficult thing to hear on top of what we already knew would be the fears and concerns related to COVID.
Though difficult to hear, Ramirez didn't turn away from the problem. Her organization and Hispanics in Philanthropy launched the Farmworkers Pandemic Relief Fund. Its goal?
$3 million.
A dollar amount representative of the estimated 3 million farm workers in the U.S.
That fund is specifically earmarked to get food, basic medical supplies, diapers, formula, and other basic necessities to farm worker community members.
At least 15 farm worker organizations will receive money from the fund.
It's just like a high level of need and a little bit of a hopelessness in some of these situations, so it's hard.
Advocate Danny Higgins works with Called to Serve Farm Workers, one of the organizations set to receive funding. Based in Florida, it serves 125 families twice a week with food.
And I'm so grateful that it's reaching smaller organizations that reach people directly.
RCMA is another organization directly reaching farm workers.
Many of the staff have been there and have lived the same lifestyle as the families, having to travel upstream to pick the crops and come back to Florida and continue to pick the crops. And so we understand firsthand the needs of all farm worker families.
It serves 21 rural counties in Florida and provides services for 6,500 children, many of whom come from farm worker families. Garcia said money from the relief fund will help many families in her community pay for childcare as they continue to go to work.
Es algo que yo no esperaba.
This is something that I wasn't expecting, and it's something that I'm thankful for.
Some relief for these essential workers who could really use it at this time. Lauren Magarino, Newsy, Chicago.